What you just saw was an example of Kata Pinan Nidan, the second in the Pinan series. Right now, what I'm going to do is walk through each move of Kata Pinan Nidan, showing you how you can use each move in self-protection. The first move in Kata Pinan Nidan is you would step out into a Kibadachi stance and do a down block. And the way you do that, you do it actually with your left hand. You'll step out, chamber, looking this direction, and you're going to down block here. For the purpose of the video, I'm actually going to start showing it with my right arm first rather than my left arm. And I want you to remember, anytime you do a kata, when you do the same thing on your left as you do on your right, what you're doing is you're producing the ability to do it on both sides. You're making yourself ambidextrous, where you can do it as well on your left as you can with your right. So it doesn't matter. The same thing I'm showing you on my right side, you can translate to your left side. So beginning with the downward technique. We're going to start from a same side wrist grab. Oftentimes a person will come up and they'll grab your wrist just like this. The other hand is cocked, ready to go. Now, I'm going to bring the hand up to this position. While I'm stepping in, I'm protecting myself here, and I'm going to drop my elbow against his elbow, just like this. So this is the very first part of this motion. Stepping down, I'm sinking low into the position, and now I can extend my hand, and I can catch him on the back of his ribs. There are points here. I just go, I would come across, he grabs, come across, strike, strike, here. Now, in the kata, we see that not only do I do this and go down, but I then go into a cat stance and I roll up into a hammer fist. Well, this flows very well in that technique. If he grabs me here and I come across, strike down, and then I turn my position, he is in position to be hit right in the back of gallbladder 20, right here. I've already set him up. If I've hit large intestine, spleen, gallbladder. And that's the explanation for down block to a hammer fist strike. You follow that up with a lunging punch, and of course you can deliver that punch wherever you would like. If you're here, strike, strike, strike. However you'd like to do that. After you've done down block, hammer fist, punch, down block, hammer fist, punch, you'll be going forward. The forward attack, you'll be doing a high block. There are various levels of ways that I could teach the high block technique in the Bunkai. Because this tape is basically being made for beginners, all of the Bunkai I'm doing is basic Bunkai. What you would need to simply pass the test, to simply show that you have an understanding of this kata. The basic Bunkai for a high block is, again, I'm working on hand wrist grabs, and just remember again, this could work from other attacks. The hand wrist grab is easy for me to explain with. Same side wrist grab. This time I roll over the top. This is the first motion of a high block. My hand goes underneath. Then my hand rolls like this and comes up. As he grabs, I put him here, the hand here, and as I roll, I want to go back against the Golgi tendon receptor, and as I hit, twist. Now, a lot of folks may comment, well, he's got another hand. Well, certainly he has another hand. And possibly before I did this, I may strike to create chaos. Because if I just went to here first, I may get hit with his other hand. And he may tense up. But if I go boom and I strike, then do that, I get the desired effect. And he is not in the frame of mind to put his energy here, because his energy is just went to protect his face. His other hand goes up to protect his face. Boom! Boom! Okay? So keep that in mind. Some of the techniques I'm doing are teaching principles. Other techniques rely on the fact that you can create chaos with a person. If he grabs me, I create chaos. Boom! And then I do the technique. So that's the first thing. High block going down the middle, number one. Another self-defense, another basic self-defense for a high block is like this. What if he were to grab me here by the lapel or by the shirt? instead of going underneath and rolling up, this time I'm going to come down on lung 5. Going to bring his head forward. That again, excuse me, looks like this. Watch. Right? I look the same. Step, as I do in the kata, hand comes up to the underneath part of the chin, and at the end motion, roll up, striking on the stomach points. So he grabs, boom. Looks just like the kata. Now, let's say he didn't go out. Boom, boom. And I can follow through, catching those stomach points on both sides. So that is basically to get to the ki. Now again, I'm going kind of quickly through this, but just trying to show basics. After the ki, you turn 45-degree down block and punch. I've discussed down blocks and punches on other videos, so I want to go past those. Just advise it to say it is a 45-degree technique, and in the Pinans, in our particular martial art, the Pinans begin 45-degree motion, and the reason why they do is they begin to teach you the principle of the body not being able to take shots at a 45-degree angle. He can take a straight-on shot. Come, please. If I hit, just straight in. Boom. But if I come off to the 45, it's less that he can take. All of our hits come in at a 45. Straight in, even, it's still going in at a 45. So that teaches me principle. I get to my second ki, it's punch. After my second ki, I turn into a cat stance with a low knife hand. A knife hand technique is very simple to understand because it teaches us what to do. It touches here and goes like this. It touches here and goes like this. Well, if you touch yourself on the body, you can feel confident that the person who invented that kata is teaching you something. The person who invented that kata is teaching you where they want you to strike. If I touch here and do this, I'm touching on lung point 5. I'm also near large intestine on the other side. So I can consider that to be, if he grabs me by the throat for a choke, I can consider that to be an attack to lung 5. And he's set up for my knife hand. Or if I want to go to the outside of the arm, I could go to large intestine. And he's set up for a strike. Because he's got the point on the inside of the arm, which is here. He's got the point on the outside of the arm, which is here. They're both on the same muscle on the opposite sides of one another. This one we call, in basic karate, we don't call them by their names, we just talk about what they do. This is the numb arm point. If I strike this, if I push down into this, and if I just dig into that, I can numb his arm. If I push into this, we call this the leg point because it causes his knees to give a little. So, if he grabs me, that's 1. If he grabs me, that's 1. Both of them attacking the arm so that I have a strike to him. And that's a basic rundown of Kata Pinan Nidan.